नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब। देखो यार, आई नो ये टोपी मैंने इसलिए पहनी हुई है बिकॉज राइट नाउ आई एम इन दिल्ली एंड दिल्ली में बहुत ज्यादा ठंड हो रखी है। ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई दीज आर टू layers that I'm wearing right now. Okay, so the reason that I'm actually making this live today is because I could not make a video and have it recorded and uploaded a couple of days back because the news is latest, so I have to actually come on live to put out this news. So the reason behind this live is, for the last 5, 6, 7 days, we have been seeing that, Nifty has been crashing. The market is going down continuously. We have no idea what is going on. There is some speculation. And you know that the stock market is completely running on speculation. So let's take a look. Let's identify what are the reasons behind this, what all of this is going on. And let's try to connect the dots, as Shashank said. And I say, let's try and identify the new patterns that come forward. Okay, so let me just give you a second. So I hope you will be seeing my screen. Okay. Yeah, so are you seeing my screen? Okay, so you see my screen. Let me just start. So first of all, let me show you the entire Nifty chart of 1 week, the last whole week that you are seeing on the screen. Yeah, so today the market has actually went down by 2.86%, but for the whole week, look at this. So on last Friday, the highest that Nifty had gone to was 17,600. Right now, it's corrected to 17,100. And if we look at a 1 year long chart of how the market has been going on a bull run, seeing that there was a complete, since 2020, there was a very high bull run going on. Look at this. Let's look at the 5-year chart as a matter of fact. So the maximum dip came in March 25th when the lockdown was announced and it fell down to 8,000 where it was trading earlier at 12,000, and then it went up to 18,210. That was the peak in October 27, 2021. Right? But in what has happened, and let's see कि क्या हुआ कि देखो 17,000 it went to 17,600 last week on last Friday. Then on Monday it went to 17,300. It dropped down to by Tuesday, it was 17,100 again, but it had even dropped down to 16,860. Tuesday, it corrected a little bit. By the end of Tuesday, it was about 17,200. And right now, we are getting the Thursday data. It's at 17,100. Let's look at the latest data also. That's important. So, yeah. So today the market actually went down to 17,100. It's actually 0.048% down. Wow. And in the last 5 days again, it has gone down by 2.58%. So let's try and see if we can connect the dots. Let's try and see what is going on, because all we can do as retail investors, we can only speculate. So let's try and speculate some of the things happening. Now, one of the news that I've been reading about and trying to actually get myself more aware about is that there is conflict going on between Ukraine and Russia, and there is a possibility of war that might happen, because if Russia invades, then let me show you one thing. Yeah, let me show you here. Biden on Russia. Yeah. Ukraine crisis, Biden warns Russia may invade next month. And Biden, there was one news where, President Joe Biden said that there will be consequences for Russia if Russia decides to invade Ukraine. Yeah, here it is. So on Times of India, there is this news. Severe concrete consequences for Russia if it were to move into Ukraine, says Biden. So there is all this, escalate, the tensions are high right now. And, the thing that had happened between Russia and Ukraine was that there was a border control issue had happened, and Russia had tried to actually, expand their border into the side of Ukraine. That's what had been happening so far. Okay, I'll just take you through now the what is going on. So there is also a surge in oil prices because of this Russia and Ukraine conflict, and this is a very massive reason why a lot of economy is going down. There are also reasons why the global market. So let me show you the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, which is the Standard and Poor, which is US's Sensex. So on today it went down by 0.5%, but in the last 5 days it has gone down by 1.25%. That's what has been going on. So it is performing really poorly, and many people are saying that it is because that the inflation in US has gone up to 7%, which is a very high number. Like 7% by itself does not sound that it's very high, but I'll tell you right now, 7% is a really high number. Okay, so this is one of those things, and the federal government, which is the government of US, which is like Vidhan Sabha in India, so they are in talks to raise bond prices. So basically what will happen because of this raising of bond prices, the cost of bonds will become high, the stocks are going to become less attractive, and all these fixed deposits or assets which are linked to debt, so just किसी भी तरह की asset हो जो bank loans होते हैं, they will become much more important. The banks will be able to identify and see what will happen with banks is banks will have a lot of liquidity, and the cost of home loans, or if you are going to pursue for education, these will actually come really low. So the interest rate will fall on these things. Okay. So as I was saying, let's go back to Russia. Now, why are the fuel prices rising? So there is again speculation done by Indian Express. I'm not going to say that it's 100% sure, because there are instances where Indian Express has been known to actually put out some factually incorrect information. But I won't say it's factually incorrect, but it would be like they did not have the complete info as of yet, based on the time constructions. So crude oil prices have risen sharply since the beginning of the year as a surge in COVID-19. So till 17th or 20th of January of this year, when the year started, market has been falling down since 10th of January. People had been speculating that, it is possible that it is because of Omicron and the COVID-19 surge that the wave 3 has come in. But now we are looking that, the peak, at least in India or in Delhi, has actually gone down. The cases are slowing down, really slowing down. Continuously they are slowing down. And so the expectation did not actually give into the result. So the expectation was as soon as the COVID wave that we are seeing, it drops, what will happen is the stock market would still start to go up. But right now what we are seeing is a bit of sideways movement. Let me explain to you what sideways movement means. So I am doing this live right now, completely impromptu. So I am doing this live completely impromptu. So I am actually feeling a little bit nervous, and I am not completely prepared. My throat is actually dry. I have to continuously, drink water. Okay, so let's get back. So let's look at the crude oil prices, and then we'll go into the Bazaar Gupshup on money control. I will tell you about what the sideways movement is. So there is geopolitical tension in Middle East, and that has been going on since a long time. So Middle East tension is not a big deal. That has been going around, and it's not really as high as people normally expect it to. But this thing between Russia and Ukraine are leading to speculation of supply disruption. And key oil producing countries have also kept increasing crude oil supplies despite rising demands. So what is happening is all these oil producing companies and oil purifying countries, not companies, countries, I'm sorry, they are continuously increasing the price for the crude oil even though there is a rising demand. So OPEC, which is OPEC, please Google. Okay, ठीक है, मैं कर लेता हूँ. I will do OPEC की. So OPEC is an intergovernmental organization of petroleum exporting countries. It contains 13 countries, and it is headquartered in Vienna, Austria. Okay. So these are the countries: Algeria, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Republic of Congo, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Venezuela. So these countries are the ones that are producing the maximum amount of crude oil and exporting the crude oil to the world. But they are not, they are continuously increasing the crude oil supplies despite this thing. So this is really bad of them. I don't know why people are doing, but again, we need to understand that human beings are really greedy creatures. So it's not like we are seeing something new. Okay. Yeah. So the country's retail inflation, which is measured by Consumer Price Index, has risen to a 5-month high of 5.59% in December. So Consumer Price Index is the number of people who are purchasing the retail goods that are found in the malls, or if you go to a local shop, and the amount of price that they used to see 5 years prior to 5 years and current, the rise that has happened. So the delta between the 5-year prices in retail customer goods and today's prices is how Consumer Price Index is defined. So right now it has risen to a high of 5.59%. Okay. So this was the story behind all these things crashing. Again, it is all speculation. We have no clue as to what is happening, but we can only try and look at the factors that would actually help us, make sense of all the things that are going on. Now back to Bazaar Gupshup thing. I'm on money control. Sorry. So both the Sensex and Nifty are closing below the flat line, which was in 17,500 in the last week, but it has gone down to 17,100 today on Friday. Now, due to this, a lot of retail investors and traders are panicking. They are doing panic selling in the last hour of trading. The fall was also even stocks which are fundamentally strong stocks like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, and Maruti are also going down. So HDFC Bank fell down by around 3% today. But the thing is, there are 3 stocks that are still able to maintain their high, or actually are going up. One is not going. So ITC, Infosys, and TCS. Infosys actually fell down yesterday. It went down from 1800 to 1600. Let me just look at the prices. मैं ऐसे क्यों बोल रहा हूँ फालतू में? Seriously, come on. So what has happened with HDFC Bank? Let's take a look. How much did it fall down? In the last 1 week, the high, it was at a high of 1,529 rupees and a low of 1,435. Right now, it's trading at, last fight that it traded at was 1,463 rupees. And on Friday, it achieved its maximum high last week's Friday. And on Thursday, it went till 14,074.73, which is till Thursday. Let's take a look at the ICICI Bank. What has happened with there? Okay. So ICICI has also fallen quite drastically here. Yeah, as you can see, so it had a high of, in the last week it actually achieved a high of, as you can see here, 816 and a low of 781. So right now again it's trading at the 781 price today on Friday. So let's take a look at the latest data. It's showing till Thursday now. Okay. CFC market. Okay. Yeah. So it is right now down to 1463. Wow, it is actually pretty low. And in the whole day's range, it went down to low of 1460. And in the 52 weeks, it actually went down to 1700 in the 52-week range. Now, it is a fundamentally strong stock. HDFC is a trusted bank and it has the highest market cap in India. So again, you need not worry, but you need to understand that certain things like that also happen. It went too high. So तीन stocks थे जो HDFC, Maruti and ICICI हैं, they all fell down. And then there were three stocks that actually were able to maintain their stock trading price at above the flat line, which are Infosys, TCS and ITC. ITC, let us remove. वो चलता नहीं है. We know that. It doesn't move at all. So वही दो stocks हैं जिन्होंने actually हल्का सा maintain किया. They actually gained momentum. Now let us actually get down to, let me tell you what sideways movement is on Nifty. Again this, let's load. So let's take a look at 1 month here, or 3 months as a matter of fact. So this movement, if you look, this is upward or downward movement from August to downwards. But again, so let's take a look at the 5-year chart. That will actually allow me to help you explain it. So as you can see here, from 19th April 21 to can't get selecting tool. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with this tool, Yeah, got it. So this is an upward movement. But if you look at here, from 19th October 2021 to 21st January 2022, if we look at the trend line here, so this is the peak to this peak, and again let me draw another line. So from their low of 28th October to this low, look at this. The movement has been in a parallel sideways movement. This is what known as sideways movement. I will tell you in more detail in later videos how it works. But what essentially happens is market does not move vertically, but it's more like a horizontal movement where the fundamentally good stocks, they try and keep growing, but other things like a stock which is just in a mid cap category or a small cap category, These become highly volatile and usually are run by operators. Now, for this video to actually end, now I will actually show you here one thing which was something that I actually wanted to show. So these are some tweets by Nithin Kamath, who is the founder of Zerodha and is a really intelligent guy when it comes to understanding the capital markets. So this is what he tweeted out yesterday on 27 January. Is that so? He's been getting a lot of messages saying that that one should actually exit their current positions in the market and take positions in a debt-based funds or get into FDs or buy the dip. Okay, so that's what's been going on. But this is what his opinion is like. Now I'm going to tell his opinion. Please do not take any of this as a stock advice. I will really request you not to do anything like that. So not every dip is like March 2020 where the bounce back was immediate. So as I showed you on the money control thing, that's on 25th March 2020, the Nifty 50 went down to 8,000 rupees. And then since then it has created a massive boom till 18,000 and has started to fall down a little bit. But see here, this time things may take time. If things actually get worse, it may take long time to recover. Nobody knows, because market is run on speculation and there are so many macroeconomic factors at play that we may not understand that what is going on. Now, this is the second part of his thread, that if stocks are down by 30%, 40%, it could be that something has fundamentally changed in the capital markets. Even if there is no news, markets are super efficient in identifying ki kya hoga. Okay? So, yeah, news always comes late. You need to understand that if you rely on the news, it may be that something has been going on for the past 5 months, 6 months, and now you're getting the news. That's how news usually works. So markets are super efficient in the world we live in today, and if something is too good to be true, it usually is. So this is an advice that I actually also live by. If something is too good to be true, it usually is. When investing, the idea is to buy a stock that is strong and not weak. Every person who understands a little bit about stock market will tell you that, if you understand the fundamentals of stock, if you do your research well, if you are able to read the reports that is put out by brokerage, or if you are going through the annual reports that is put out by the company, because all these public listed companies have to, present their balance sheets, their profit and loss statements. You should always buy a stock that is fundamentally strong. That is the only thing that will actually give you a much higher return in your future. So he actually takes an example that there are two stocks, A and B, both at rupees 100. One dropped down to 50 and B remains at 100. The odds of the stock B, which remained at 100, are higher. Now the reason behind for that is कि even if there was something turbulence going on in the market, this stock's price did not move, which identifies that there are a lot of macroeconomic factors do not affect the price of the stock, because people have faith in the stock and the stock has the ability to perform. That's what it tells us, that this stock has given us history that it is going to perform. So sounds counterintuitive, but that is how these things work. We sell winners and average down on losers. So this is something a lot of people actually talk about, that it is a very common psychology and it is known as disposition bias. I will tell you tomorrow when I do the full-fledged live. So I won't tell you what disposition bias is. This strategy is usually going to go horribly wrong when we end up selling the stocks that are going in profit, and we start to average down on the losers, because we have an expectation that somehow this stock that is falling down might even go back higher, and we might be able to make a lot of money. So that is your greed and your emotions talking in this regard. So think about it. So ask the lakhs of investors who kept buying Yes Bank on its way down from 400 to rupees 10, and by exiting all their profitable investments, they ended up losing a lot of money. So all the retail investors that had invested on Yes Bank when it was on its way down to rupees 10, 11, you should know that sometimes these things have there is something larger at play here, and you might end up losing a lot of money if you make movements like that. speculation based on tips, if you get any tips, or speculation based की आपको लग रहा है कि idea है, but if it's not backed by data, if you have not done your research, it's not going to be helpful for you. And the final part of the thread, that while the stories of people creating wealth with concentrated bets in one or two stocks sounds nice, the odds of that happening is 1 in a million. So that is why there is only one Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. That is the reason why Vijay Kedia or Radhakrishnan Damani, there are only specific people like that around. If you start and doing these things like everyone does, you will lose money, and there is no one to actually protect you from. So the best way to invest for the long run is to diversify broadly and have enough cash equivalent for emergencies. This is a very sound advice. This is a very sound opinion, and which is why I thought that I should make this video about what Nithin Kamath has said and do a little bit of market speculation on why the market is going down. If you didn't actually read the news, so it would have served you as an update. That was the video with me, and let's get back here. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. ठीक है ना? Tomorrow, what we are going to do in the live is, tomorrow we have weekend research. I'm going to do weekend research on every Saturdays at 12 p.m. I will try to do it every week, regularly, judiciously. But I want some support from you guys. Right now, I don't know how many people are watching. Let me take a look. Okay, so right now there are 5-6 people watching. It would really help me if you actually like the video, because it gives me motivation to do all these live videos. And that's it. I'll see you for the next time. Okay, bye bye.